All right, the last vocab we have to talk about is a linear pair. So a linear pair are angles which are touching, which we call adjacent. So if you were like thinking about your yard, like where you live, your neighbors would be the ones that are adjacent to you, the ones actually touching you. Ones that are like across the street wouldn't be adjacent because their lawn or your driveway, whatever, doesn't touch their property. Okay. So what happens is that they have to share a vertex and a side. All right, so what I mean by that, if I look at like angle 1 right here, is actually a linear pair with angle 2. All right, so they both share this vertex right here, and then this is part of the transversal right here. So angles 1 and 2. Now angle 1 actually has another linear pair. So angle 1 and angle 3 are also a linear pair. So they both share the same vertex, and then they share this side right here. Basically, the two that are touching next to each other are a linear pair. Now there are a ton of them in this picture. So we also have angle 2 and angle 4. As well as, oops, sorry. Let's see one more color, sorry. As well as angles 3 and 4. Now, the same thing happens down here. So angles 5 and 6 are a linear pair. Angles 5 and 7 are a linear pair. Six and 8. And finally, 7 and 8. So this one's a little hard to see, but make sure again, every single one of these, they're sharing a vertex and they're sharing a side, so a side of their angle, okay? So let's just say we look at angles 1 and 2 right here, so our first example. Angle 1 is an obtuse angle, but angle 2 is an acute angle. They are not the same measure. So remember, so the thing is that these create a straight line together. And since they're not the same measure, their measures will be supplementary, which means that they add to 180. So maybe a good idea to add that, just to remind yourself as you're still learning what supplementary means. Okay, so again, the ones that are next to each other actually create a straight line together. A straight line has 180 degrees in it, so together they add up to 180 and therefore are supplementary.